I'll be honest, this is going to be a tough edit, this one. Crack open the Baileys, put on your Michael Bublé CD, fire up the PlayStation, hang your stockings next to the electric fire, because it's the Book of Noel and your traditional British Christmas is now complete. It's 12 Joes are leaping, that's me, 9 Sazzies dancing, there's 5 Lizzie Dennings, and a partridge in a Connelldini. Took me ages to write that.
I love it.
Thanks, mate. Let's all step aboard the Ryan Gosling train and discuss the film for absolutely nobody, called The Holidate. That's right. It's the film equivalent of the Black Eyed Peas. Here's Connell with his synopsis.
Two loathsome, beautiful people have a shit Christmas once and kind of spiral in misery because the pressure her family and his toxic masculinity. Sorry, I'm hungover today. It's usually Joe says this, but today it's me.
I'm absolutely
I'll
fine.
start again. Two loathsome, beautiful people have a shit Christmas once and kind of spiral in misery because the pressure her family and his toxic masculinity think. That's why it don't work, because there's no end to that sentence. I must have deleted it or something. It just ends at think, like, okay, right. I'm sure it was very funny. I'm sure there was a funny bit on the end there. Just imagine a bit of funny. Just laugh a little to yourselves, like, ha ha. There you go, you've got it. Right. Two of the most beautiful people in the world struggle to find people to fuck at Christmas. She's been dumped by Luke because he found a younger model, which was hard to do because the main character is quite young herself, isn't she? Her family are really nasty about her whole life, but mainly her appearance and her clothes is the biggest topics of like negging. He is busy misogynizing America with his big man at work attitude, wiping his Vegemite sandwich all over the curtains. They're thrust together in a shopping mall meet cute. Way too much of this film is set in a fucking shopping mall. Like, if I see the interior of a Zara in America again, I'll kill myself. They are returning crap presents that they didn't want off the family and get into a little argument, but you instantly know, like, oh, right, okay, I get the ending already. They're together at the end, whatever. They're bickering and they sell some shit. They then proceed to spend every holiday together from Valentine's Day and Thanksgiving to whatever.
St. Patrick's
in between.
Day.
Yeah, that kind of stuff, everything. Everything in between. Black Friday, probably. And fucking Leap Day. That kind of shit. Menial, crappy little holidays that don't exist to anyone,
Shark
really.
Week. Probably got Shark Week in the calendar.
Just making any excuse.
Anniversary of the Battle of the Boyne.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be alone then. It's too painful.
They just want any excuse to not shag and be really pent up about like every holiday and have blue ball every holiday. The whole film is this dance, and the ending's really predictable, but an easy enough watch if you like to watch sexy people argue and prat about for a full year before playing the didgeridoo and going down under.
Yeah, they do that, don't they?
He's Australian, so, yeah. You know, going down under, rude joke, didgeridoo, cock joke. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm quite good. I'm good at the euphemisms. Australian euphemisms seem to me about strong suit. The Vegemite sandwich on the curtains was fucking inspired, if you ask me.
I have no comment to make about that.
Writing his own reviews again.
Yeah. You can tell all your friends about it. Tell Lucy about it.
Hi, Lucy.
Text Lucy now.
All right.
So I thought this script really felt to me like every single word of it was written in a Starbucks. You know, it's got that laptop feeling. It's shallow as all hell. But Lizzie, you said before you got plenty to say about it. Start now.
I think it was part of the great holiday tradition set by Love Actually of being a film that really, really hates women, and that is how some people choose to celebrate Christmas. Like I made a list of things in it that I was like, a woman would never say that. Well, firstly, the concept, which we need to go into in a bit, but the concept of Holidate, no woman's ever said that. One woman says, all my life I've wanted to be proposed to on New Year's Eve. No. Her sister-in-law says, you can't be alone at my wedding. No one cares. No one cares if you're alone at a wedding.
Yeah. Could she not go, well, I won't come then? If I can't be alone, I won't come.
Also,
and then she'd go, oh no, I really want you to come. Like, well, I'll come then, but I'll be alone because I don't have anyone in my life, and I'm not just going to force it with some weirdo just so that you feel better for pictures.
I mean, two
selfish
bride.
Selfish
Weddings are notoriously where you meet people and shag them. Also, I hear. And
maybe you, Sazzy. You're not coming to my wedding.
I said, also, I
hear. My poor cousin Declan will be shitting himself like, oh my God, she's after me.
Your poor cousin Declan would fucking love it. How dare you? But second of all, she's a bridesmaid. She usually at weddings, the top table people don't have dates anyway. Yeah. So why aren't you more focused on her? I don't know, making sure you haven't got lipstick in your teeth and that your dress isn't in your knickers. I've only been a bridesmaid once and she was very capable, so I don't really know what you're supposed to do, but from films that's apparently what it's supposed to be, but it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, when it comes to my sibling, which is Joe, if I was to get married and he had no one that he was seeing at the moment,
watch out that wedding.
you can only come if you've got someone with you. I care more about like his happiness and well-being first, and then I go, feel free to bring someone, but no pressure. Don't matter if you don't. Although then when you start thinking, oh, it's 165 quid a head, like I need to know if you're bringing someone or not. There'll be plenty of girls there though, Joe. So take your pick, mate.
Wait, hang on.
And I'll load the women.
This is it. The Book of Nout Boys never beating the misogynistic allegations.
We sound like some medieval prince.
It's a big lady buffet. Welcome.
That's what weddings are, isn't it?
I rest my case, Your Honour.
Somehow managed to out misogynist this film.
There were quite a lot of women at my wedding, so you're right. I mean,
I was with a woman at your wedding, and I'd have been respectful if I wasn't. So that's good of me, isn't it?
Very good. The other thing that someone said was when the
lady buffet. Come all the way to Peterborough.
There was a lady buffet.
I don't know what our next project should be, but I really do think it should be called No Lady Buffet. We'll start from the title and work back.
We could review weddings. Just turn up to weddings and review the lady book.
And that is how we will have no friends in 3 months. So I'm only joking, friends. Your weddings are beautiful. I love being at them. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, you're an important part of the buffet.
You're a volleyball.
Listen, at this point, as you get to my age, it's less of a buffet and more of a I can't even think of a sweet analogy, but I'm a lone
cheese board.
But anyway,
I say carvery.
A carvery. I don't know which one's worse.
Lady Carvery. Now that's right up my street.
Because you're a serial killer.
Lady Hog Roast.
Oh my God. Oh God. I just want to, for anybody listening who doesn't actually know us, we are like really nice, sensible, cool, intelligent people. until about October 15th when we start watching these films.
Tribe was insane. We do this for you.
And you never say thank you.
Never. With
go on,
tips
Lizzie. What's your
The other line I meant to mention was so obviously she's heartbroken by the world's most repulsive man, and he gets with the young woman you mentioned is actually Mrs. Brooklyn Beckham, and she says to the main woman protagonist,
oh, it's Julia Roberts' niece.
Yeah,
Emma.
She says, "Isn't he amazing in bed?" Not something you say to the ex of your partner.
I think
it's weird.
That's a good jumping off point, because a real criticism out of this film. I mean, you said before a woman would never say this. It's written by a woman.
Is it?
Yeah.
What?
And it is one of the most crass exercises I've ever seen. It's so like the first word's a swear word, which I thought in the writer's mind was like, look how fucking progressive this is. It isn't.
This ain't your grandma's Christmas movie.
Oh. It's just so pleased with itself, isn't it? Like
when she puts out the cigarette on the Santa, I was like,
it just thinks it's so edgy. Like, hey, we've all been fucking bored at Christmas. It thinks it's the celluloid version of that Waitress's song, Merry Christmas. I missed this one this year.
Which is my least favorite Christmas song, and I will be releasing a podcast. It's 3 hours long about how much I fucking hate that song.
It speaks very highly of you in that third verse, you know?
Yeah.
I just, because they have the lead character who's meant to be this hot mess, but they do such a bad job of making her this hot mess that in so many of the scenes where she's meant to be right on the edge of her, of her personality, she looks great. She's got perfect hair.
Whoa, Joe. She wears a hoodie. I was about to
say, she
cry
wears
for help.
Yeah.
Just because you wear leopard print doesn't make you a sex worker. It's not. It doesn't work like that.
At Christmas, it's just a cry for help, isn't it?
And it's that same, because I didn't make a list of things a woman would never say, but I did make a list of tropes in the film, and one of the tropes that I picked up was that she is supposed to be this like horrible, unattractive, like mess who eats endlessly and doesn't work out, but is still the size of a teeny tiny Hollywood actress.
Yeah.
Which is, no criticism, her body's great, but it's just a mad thing to it's the thing that just keeps coming up in these films that really, I feel, do hate women to make
and all of the really humiliating stuff happens to her. I was like, okay, sure, her boobs come out randomly during a very excruciating dance scene, but then maybe he should get the diarrhea to sort of balance it out and be like, aren't we all human and a mess? But it's like, no, it's also her. Also has to be her. It's funny when terrible things happen.
She's followed the Save the Cat formula, but with you two ladies in mind. You're meant to be watching this going, oh, wouldn't that be the worst? Wouldn't that be the worst? Connell and me aren't meant to be watching this, I don't think, in the kind of marketing team's idea. So again, the man is just a cipher. However, my favorite bit easily, I didn't think we'd be getting a pro golfer on our hands. That was amazing. He's a golfer, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one coming.
And he doesn't eat that shit. I don't eat that shit.
Get out of town.
Cares for his body.
But Julia Roberts unwanted niece and Sean Bean's fucking right, man. He looks like Sean Bean from Wish.
Yeah, at the very start of it, like I got to about 4 minutes in, and I already know that bar the mall Santa, because he doesn't really play a part in it at the very beginning, I know that I hate pretty much every character that's in it, and the auntie that introduces her to the phrase Holidate, because we talk about the mall Santa and she goes, oh, have you never heard of a Holidate? I'd like to back at you. Have you ever heard of like holly thrush or holly bloody chlamydia? Yeah because that's what you're going for here. That you're going down that road where anyone will do. Just Holidate, anyone, literally anyone. You
Is
just
that
need
why she
someone
gets with the doctor
to
then?
keep up
Gets with the
appearances.
doctor to.
Yeah, he's lovely, isn't he? The
He's,
doctor. I
he's
really like him.
easily the best catch in it.
It's not only commenting on what other people are doing in the thing, it's also, I think the thing that bugged me most that comes swiftly after that is the meta-analysis of the rom-com, where, you know, they say, oh God, I hate rom-coms because you know what happens, it's two people, they clearly like each other and then they don't get together. And I'm like, I know what you're doing. Like going back to your point, Joe, about how you know, it thinks it's the edgiest film of all time. It really does think it's doing something incredibly special by saying, yeah, look, guys, actually not guys, girls,
Yeah.
we know, okay, we know we're doing this. This is a thing, but we're clever about it because we're telling you that that's what we're going to do. Because, oh God, I hate it. Yeah, not for me.
I think doing that car crash female lead character is one of the hardest cards to play in this game. I think it's very hard to get it right because you've got with one hand, you've got to show them at their worst and it being their fault. Because otherwise it's just they're a victim of circumstance. But then on the other side, you've got to show them getting out of it and being a good person and overcoming that. And in a 90-minute script written in Starbucks, I don't think you've got to be careful with that. There's no amount of swearing can get you out of that hole.
But I also just wonder, like, this trope of this car crash of a lead character. Does anybody know anybody like that?
What, single women? Yes.
Lizzie? No.
I
brought a knife to a gunfight there, Lizzie.
We're a fantastic community.
No, but that's what I mean. No, I am defending single women. I think but I don't think she's that bad. I think they've tried to make out like she's really, really awful. But as we said, she's just wearing a hoodie at Christmas. Like,
oh, not Emma Roberts in specifics. Just
I see. In
the
general,
car crash woman as a trope. Like, you know.
No, I don't know any.
Nobody knows anybody who is like that. So who are they trying to appeal to when they write these characters? Because the point is obviously for me to go, oh my God, she's just like me. But no, I'm all right, mate. Like, it's okay. The first thing that, you know, that makes me feel a distinct difference between myself and this character is I understand the concept of friends.
Yeah.
I made a big note. Where are her friends?
But not only that, but
it should be called the Holly Mate.
Exactly.
The Holly Mate instead.
It's just the friend that you go to things with. There doesn't need to be a whole tier of it. The only way it would work is if you had so if you know, not that guy from the movie with Sydney Sweeney, not that guy, you know, the one that they're really trying to make sexy at the moment. You know who I mean. Not him and not Emma Roberts or just Emma Roberts. If they had a relationship and they didn't tell anybody that this was a Holidate thing,
exactly,
and they pretended they were in a relationship, that's the only way this works. Otherwise, what you just have at the whole way through the film, is her mum saying to her, "Why are you doing this Holidate bullshit?" and introducing her to men, which was what, do you know, the
film you've just written there is Midnight at the Magnolia.
No.
Where they pretend to have a relationship, but secretly they're... And that was brilliant.
Yeah, it was good, actually.
He walked through spiders for her.
I also think it's just like a lot of...
It's a great film. I might stick that on this afternoon.
Guys, should we scrap this series and just go back and watch all the ones that we watched before and then talk about them again?
I want to watch Hot Frosty, and there's nothing any of you can do to stop me.
I want to not be the only one who's seen Father Christmas is Back.
We're all in this together now.
It's so bad.
So is it Father Christmas has come back, or Father Christmas is back?
We can't
wrong episode.
And also, we can't do the commissioning meeting like on camera during another podcast.
Just you wait, Connor, though, because there's a real twist. There's several twists. Some of them work.
It sounds excellent.
It's so... Anyway,
I
yeah,
think-
but the whole premise doesn't work. And also
Mm.
I understand more her wanting a date because her family are on her back all the time about it. He
Yeah.
doesn't need a date. He's got no like, and they're
He
kind
sees
of
an
like, oh,
opportunity.
he needs a date because women want to pin him down into a relationship or something. But then also he then goes and shags someone with no strings later on, and I'm like, yeah,
On
that's
a
what you want.
holiday.
You just need.
Gets a blowy from a Christian at the beginning. That was a weird way to pitch your tent, that one, wasn't it?
And
Unexpected,
he's not
like
bought her a present.
just the very bit of the first act. You're getting noshed off
Yeah.
at mum and dad's house. What is this film?
And
I mean,
So
then
that
she's
weird.
really open about it in front of them. What
Of her
she says something
parents,
like,
yeah.
"Oh,
because that's meant to be
Oh.
funny that they've all got the Christmas jumpers on and they're all talking about shagging in front of each other.
yeah."
Why is that? It's like old people swearing. Ha. It's
I love old people swearing.
yeah, it's good, isn't it?
It's pretty good. It's
It is
almost,
good.
It's almost as good as kids swearing. That's truly the best one.
It's just weird as well because the timing is odd. Like this all happens post Christmas, pre New Year. Well, I always
Yeah.
thought Christmas is for like family and New Year is for your mates, as we've said. Like that's
Yeah.
you totally don't need a date for New Year's. Like
It's part of the
nice to be
point
with
for a
your
lot of
friends.
people. Yeah.
There was a big shocking bit in it for me where the mother kind of breaks the news to her that she's gonna get cancer at some point in her life. She says, "You haven't got good genes," basically implying that you're going to get cancer because a lot of women who've gone before you in this family have had cancer too, and it's possibly hereditary. And then the thing she says about that is, "And bald women don't get dates." And that's the important thing in a cancer like scare. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, oh, I'm on my deathbed. I've had chemo and I've lost all my hair, and I'm thinking, oh, I wish I had a fella.
I like to see Santa Claus crying though. That was a nice bit. Santa Claus showing his human side.
Right at the end.
Yeah.
Oh.
Didn't matter where it is, it happened. So
No, I was just wondering if there was another instance of it. I mean, he was so touched. Was he touched by how sweet her speech was, or was he like horribly offended by how awful it was?
I think he just got tear gassed.
Do you want to hear my awful list of tropes in this film?
Yeah.
Okay, number 1, lonely aunt. So that's Emma Roberts sitting at the kids' table. Nobody made you. You chose to sit there yourself, love.
Agreed.
Slutty aunt, Kristen Chenoweth, even though I do not believe the term slut should be applied, and they used it far too many times in this film. Oversharing with a precocious child, crazy girlfriend. Also, to stop the holiday thing and him feeling that he needs to have a holiday to stop women going so crazy. Just don't go out with women on holidays.
Yeah.
The end.
But also what he thinks is crazy is like her having photos of her when she was a child and her childhood bedroom looking like a child had
childhood's bedroom
been in it.
Yeah.
No,
like, and that was her being,
she doesn't live in anymore.
Yeah, is that her parents' house? And
I would say it was
just
more
like
to do
whoa.
with.
Yeah.
I would say it was more to do with like
God,
getting
used to exist.
Telling your parents that he'd come in your mouth upstairs. I think
that was later. He was already freaked out by just.
I don't know why you guys are upset with me. That's literally
upset with you.
No.
Stop being so sensitive. You just talked about a character talking about spaffing in someone's mouth in front of a
Okay, good. I thought you were both like, how dare she?
Have you heard what Connell said so far today?
Yes, I have. Overbearing parents on both sides, either like both Emma Roberts' parents and the crazy girlfriend's parents. Really mean women being really mean to each other, because the only time that anything nice happens, I think, but really and supportive between women in this film is the dress swapping bit at the Halloween party, not the Halloween party, the New Year's Eve party where the girl gets the red wine on her. Every other interaction in the film is just really judgy and tearing each other down as women. And and as Lizzie said, she doesn't have any mates. This is all her family, and her family are very horrible to her. But she also sucks. She's not very nice. Girl with the quirky hobby, so the ventriloquist dummy thing that doesn't really go anywhere. The couple introducing themselves after a suspiciously long time talking to each other. So it's the like banter. I'm bored of the banter. More banter. Hi, I'm Sazzy, by the way. Awful, hate it. I said or talked about this, talking about the tropes of rom-coms, talked about skinny girls eating too much. Now, this is a film from 2020, and I really didn't think I'd have to bring up this trope, but the racist trope of the crazy talking black best friend.
He was so cringy.
Really awful. Like, as great as it was to see King Batch has made it out of Vine and into Hollywood.
I can't
truly.
Oh yeah, the Black Panther dressing up as I remember. Guy. Oh God, I've forgotten about that guy.
And then of course the also the slightly racist type A goody two shoes Asian fiance
who is peer pressured into smoking Class B drugs against her will, but that's fine. And then she swears really loudly. They're smoking pot in the fucking hospital. I hate these two. That's not fun. That's not romantic. That's disgusting.
Romantic. It's not fun. And also, Arizona Robbins from Grey's Anatomy smokes weed and then drives a car with all the women in her family in it. Like, it doesn't.
Can I throw one in there? Ironic references to better films, like the whole Dirty Dancing bit. Not funny. It's not funny. It just makes me wish I was watching that.
It was
not
long,
only is it a reference to Dirty Dancing, it's a reference to Rules of Attraction with Ryan Gosling, where he does the Dirty Dancing thing in that film, which is an infinitely better film than this film. It also
Inception.
It also does the worst thing ever, is where in a film there's a piece of music that they're playing, and the music is integral to the scene, so the Dirty Dancing lift bit, and it's too long, so then they just replay a tiny bit of the song to make it fit. So they replay 2 lines of Time of My Life from Dirty Dancing, and you're like, but this is a party. Did the DJ just go, oh, they're not quite ready, and like roll back on the
radio mega mix?
It happens so much, and it drives me bonkers every time. Oh, also, the only other black people in the film are the gross Santa who just eats a lot, and the magical gospel choir at the end. Slander of 40-year-olds, fuck that. But the scene where they're doing something, it looks like they're doing something sexual, like she's giving him a hand job in the car, but actually what he's doing is like eating loads of chocolate.
Such a crap, that drove me up the wall. It's so crass. It's such an ugly film.
It's really
like reading
awful.
Viz, but without the laughs. It's
really
Bernard Manning set.
And when he says, it's weird when girls say pussy. Why? In what context?
Yeah.
Like, because I'm going to hazard a guess.
Finish that bit off,
like
didn't
they? Sorry.
It's weird when women say pussy. Is it? Is it? So, for me, personally, it's weird when anyone says pussy. But, you're American, so that's what you say. So it's fine, isn't it? What else she meant to call it? A twinkle? You'd be fucking sorry if she started calling it something like that.
The first girl probably does.
Me foof certain. He'd be like, what? What did you just call it? Go back to calling it pussy. It's fine. Whatever.
I will say there aren't many holiday films that involve a child scouring a beach for a severed finger.
That finger would never get back on there. I've seen the devastation a firework can do to a boy's hand. His hand would be in tatters. It'd be wet red rags. That's what it'd look like. It'd be gory as fuck, and you would never get a finger back on there. Yeah. Take this bit out of the film. Why? Because the reality of that situation is devastating and very fucking triggering. We don't want the severed finger bit. Oh, we've got it. And it's it's my fuck you finger, and it's cut off perfectly. like he's cut it with a knife, and then that gets reattached and works fine for later fingerings in the film. It wouldn't happen. Wouldn't
You're
happen.
being
I know
gross
reality.
today.
I mean, the film
Sorry.
demands it, to be fair.
I mean, also he's a golf
I
pro,
assume
and
that
there's
there's
no
fingering
mention.
going on in this film.
Oh my god!
I'm assuming that.
I usually
I've
don't
seen
mind.
the main character. He loves a bit of it. He loves a bit of naughty stuff, doesn't he? He's a
God.
dirt bag.
Just don't tell mum
What
and
is it
dad.
the Irish call him? Dirt birds. He's a dirt bird. Take that one with you.
Why does her sister carry unlabeled laxatives around with her as well? Like, is that a thing?
Another shit joke, a shitting yourself joke. Yeah. And that Halloween party at the end, how boring did that look? Sister goes on the prowl as well. Like,
they don't really get nightclubs and stuff in American films, from what I've seen, because when I've been out in nightclubs, you walk in and like JLS or Fat Man Scoop's playing really fucking loud. Floors are all sticky. Everyone looks a bit gross. And you're like, you just get in there and you're like, ugh, I feel a bit grotty. Whereas theirs, they've got a balcony and there's a theatre and a stage in front of them and it's all
dry
beautiful
ice.
and everything's nice. And they can go, ooh, she's a lawyer and she doesn't like him for whatever. And he's got like a job at Walmart or whatever they were judging these people for. I just thought that I've never seen that scenario be available in the UK. Nightclubs are not nice like that here, from my experience. Every nightclub I've been to
Your
is grotty.
very
I went to
recent
one last night, it
experience,
was grotty.
JLS.
JLS was the interesting bit for me.
JLS are on in every nightclub. Maybe not now, but when they were out, they were on in every single nightclub I've ever been in.
Is this a northern thing? This feels like a northern thing. I don't think JLS.
Song.
It's like a new wave of
every
Northern
single
soul.
time.
Oh,
and JLS, what were their big one called?
Breathe Again.
Beat Again.
Beat Again.
Remember when JLS were on condoms?
Breathe Again is Tony Braxton. Yeah,
yes.
They made their own
JLS were on
condoms.
condoms. I had a really prolific time with condoms at that point in my life. Like it wooed a lot of women. Like, oh, you see my JLS condom?
Which member of JLS?
Back to mine. I'd love to, Barbara.
Which JLS member did you prefer?
I like the little one who could do backflips. He's an obvious favourite.
He's from Peterborough.
Is he?
Yeah, he's one of our three celebrities.
Ashton. Malachi. No, it's not.
Ashton Marigold.
Ashton Marigold. That's it. He were on Strictly, weren't they? He were good on Strictly.
He was.
Malachi.
What about?
There's another one on Strictly this year.
I would have thought.
Doing the rounds.
I would have liked the one who says "Merry Christmas."
Her name is Sloane.
Her name is Sloane.
I hated that.
Jackson and Sloane.
I hated that.
Jackson and Sloane.
What's his name? Jackson.
With an X.
Do Australians call themselves Jackson?
With an X?
I think it was, yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Fuck me.
I don't know why.
Surnames as first names are fine, but if you spell it wrong.
No. Well, I mean, my best friend's name is Jackson, so I can make no comment about what I think about that. But with an X is a bridge too fucking far. I do have a comment to make about, yet again, my favorite topic. If it's not capitalism, it's racism. Sure. The at the wedding scene, the Taipei Asian goody two shoes girlfriend, who we've only ever heard speak English, somehow doesn't understand what the words "I'll make love to you" are, and picks that song to dance with her father for the father-daughter dance at her own wedding.
That is odd.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? That's just like, haha, Chinese. They don't know.
I love that we've got to go break this up. It's not going to actually happen. They're not going to just tear each other's clothes off and get down to it. It's a mistake. Film it on your phone. You get loads of hits on YouTube out of that.
Put it on TikTok.
Advertising switched on. You might make 300.
That person watching it thinking it's hilarious. Like, oh, this is gold. This is priceless. Look at them, idiots. They look like they're going to get off with each other, but they're father and daughter. That's really funny to me. And then they're really kind, like, well, we've got to break this up. For what? For what? He's not going to nail her, is he? Like Joe said, he's not going to actually do it.
I just said that. I think I
All
just
right.
said exactly what you just said.
Well, it'll make your editing easier. Why, you fucker?
It's a film that fools you. It is a crime. It's fraud. It says, Christmas film, and then goes, no, you're gonna have to watch this shit for a year.
Yeah,
Because
welcome to Cinco de Mayo,
Yeah.
bitches.
And also, and I think again, it's slightly racist. Mexican people really don't like Cinco de Mayo being seen as like a celebratory, like tequila and tacos holiday. It's like a serious anniversary of
It's a battle, isn't
of a battle.
Yeah.
So, but you know, tequila.
It makes me happy.
Oh, I was going the other way around.
Although, on the other hand, it's
Go on.
nice to see someone drinking Hulks on St. Patrick's Day instead of Guinness. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's drinking Guinness, but these guys were drinking Hulks.
What's a Hulk?
I don't know if you know what a Hulk is.
I do not.
So you get yourself a pint of lager and a Blue Wicked. And you drink half the lager, pour your Blue Wicked in, it turns it green.
Yeah.
You got yourself a Hulk. It's like
Is
a power
that-
shandy, but it goes green, so it's
I've had
nice.
something similar to that
Yeah.
led to one of the worst
Today?
arguments
Oh.
Ross and I have ever had. It was about absolutely nothing.
I really thought for a second you were going to say that led to our son. I really thought that's where that was going.
Yeah, we necked a load of them, and then we went to the IVF clinic, and they said you're good to go.
Listen, what if it works? It works, okay?
It would have been a lot more fun, to be fair. I'd have been more relaxed.
But I always thought those beers it was just a beer with food colouring in. But thank you for informing me of your culture,
Yeah.
Connell.
There's a better way of doing it. Yeah, you can
Wow.
use food colouring if you want to just drink food colouring all night. Give yourself a green stool. Or you could have a Hulk, like a real man.
I don't think I've ever been
Yeah.
out on St. Patrick's Day, but now I do know that. I think that will be changing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't do
I
it on your own,
know.
Sazzy. You have to have a date. No one goes to St. Patrick's Day without someone they're romantically involved with. It would be weird.
And on that callback joke, I think it is time to draw the curtain on this one. So this
Kill
film
it.
is yes, definitely. This film, I think, is a comedy, which means it occupies the same shelf in Blockbuster as Life of Brian, Bridesmaids, and With No Eyes.
Liar,
That's a laugh. Liar, liar. So this is the second of 4 that we're doing, and apparently the third one, Lizzie's seen it, and apparently it's the worst one yet. So that's something to look forward to. But we beg you to carry on watching because the 4th one is going to be Hot Frosty, which just look at the poster for it.
Sounds good.
It's Hot Frosty. I cannot wait for that one.
And where can we find Hot Frosty?
Netflix this year, I think. Oh, this year or last year. And same with, what's it called?
Father Christmas is back.
Father Christmas is back. Well, I hope you are back for that one. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks a million. Bye.
If
Bye.
anyone's interested in being my
Bye.
holiday, it's at Sazzy Who on Instagram. I'm single. I've got no one to hang out with. See you guys later. Bye.
Oh, that was desperate.